In the first book of the Bible, Genesis, God promised to transform Abraham's fledgling family into a great nation. Now the Israelites are too numerous to count. But all is not well. They are still in Egypt, some 400 years after Joseph first arrived. The country's hospitality has run cold, and the people are enslaved. No freedom, no home to call their own. What kind of nation, what kind of future is that? God's greatest act of rescue, the central redemptive event of the First Testament, is told in the book of Exodus. This story sets the pattern for all future acts of rescue, including the coming of Jesus several centuries later. And it reveals how God still intends to dwell with His people. The great rescue is set in motion when God sees the suffering of His people and comes down to save them. Unlike other gods of the ancient world, the God of the Israelites is not distant or remote. He draws near, He fights for His people, and He leads them out of Egypt Himself. But Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, does not take lightly the loss of his slave workforce. Exodus recounts a dramatic series of confrontations between Pharaoh and Moses, who is chosen by God to help him lead the Israelites out of slavery and into their new home. Behind the scenes, an even bigger drama is playing out. This is more than just a confrontation between two powerful men. It is a contest between the God of the Israelites and the gods of Egypt. Through Moses, God sends 10 plagues on Egypt and its headstrong king. Each plague is a judgment on a different Egyptian deity. God asserts His power over every element of creation: water, the animals, the earth, light and dark, even life itself. Pharaoh's priests attempt to copy each plague, with some success at first, but eventually they are forced to concede that their powers are no match for what they call the finger of God. It's a powerful lesson, meant not just for Pharaoh, but for God's own people. As they make their way out of Egypt, God parts the waters of the sea so they can escape Pharaoh's army. And then, just as importantly, God closes the waters behind them. There is no going back to Egypt now, or to its gods. The only way is forward, into the unknown. God is revealing His name, Yahweh, to the nations.